is a really big one. If you're in Argentina, you better pay real close attention to what I got to say here. Argentina to OK IMF loan through presidential decree. Watch out, Argentina. Watch out for this, folks, because Argentina will be going bankrupt by 2030, and the IMF basically funded wars against the Portuguese, colonial Portuguese Africa, even though the Africans wanted the Portuguese to stay because they knew when the Portuguese left it would have been all-out civil war with Cuba and Russia and all those other countries in Africa. Yeah. So Argentina to OK IMF loan through a presidential decree. I'm not even going to read this, but they are going to take money from the IMF. I'm not going to bother reading this for you guys, but because I'm just going to tell you exactly what's going to happen with this. It's going to increase foreign debt and dependence on the IMF. That's exactly what it's going to do. The IMF loves to give countries like Mozambique, Portuguese Africa, loves to give money to countries that know they can't pay it back, right? And this is not the first time Argentina has had a history of IMF loans that led to austerity measures. Remember that, folks? And economic contractions we talked about. We've covered these, and we've covered these downfalls over the last 15 years in Argentina and how they're being led to bankruptcy, right? And then you have the risk of capital flight and market volatility, and investors will lose confidence. In Argentina could face a currency depreciation, and it's happened many times before. Inflation will worsen, definitely, right? Milei's thing is to reduce inflation, but you need to properly remove currency controls to restructure the debt, and stabilizing measures need to be put in place. And if it's not handled properly, it could trigger a massive public outlash, and then you just see the price surge, okay? And then what's happened in Argentina, and we reported before for you guys, IMF is going to impose austerity, and you're going to see social unrest. What social unrest, Mike? 2019. Go back to our Mike in the Night from 2019, as the world burns. Argentina burning. They're going to pull the trigger on a pandemic. Heck, I got to pull this. I got to pull this up. I got to pull this up for you guys because I feel this is very, very important, because this is all tying in to going back to what happened in 2019 and why they want to get rid of channels like mine, just like mine, because we were already telling you guys what was going to happen, and not only how it was going to happen. So we go pull the trigger. And where's the episode? Oh, did they take it down? Oh, did they take it down? No, I think I have it here. I think I have it here, folks. Hold on a sec. Okay, here it is, folks. Mike in the Night, 228. They will pull the trigger on a pandemic. Worldwide riots as the world burns. And this is exactly 6 months before they pull the trigger on the pandemic. Here is the show right here in its full entirety. And austerity, we're going. There's Argentina. Is that Argentina or is it Chile? And we were already letting you guys know what was happening, and there was civil unrest, social unrest, and what did it tie to? IMF, austerity, and social unrest. And the government will implement harsh austerity measures, and it will anger the public like we were showing you here. I'm not sure if this was Chile or Argentina, but we got Argentina in here too, don't worry. We got Argentina in these riots here all over the place in 2019, and this is what fueled governments into pulling the trigger on a pandemic. This is major. By 2030, Argentina will go back into huge political gridlock. You're going to see a lot of problems with devaluation risks. No matter what the governments are assuring you, watch out. And they're just going to repeat past failures, right? They've defaulted on the IMF multiple times, and most recently in 2020, right? So I'm just warning people in Argentina, watch out. Maybe 2030 might be too far out. Heck, it might be next summer. It might be 2026. It might be 2027. And you're going to see the Latin spring that we've been talking about. The Latin spring that was happening in 2019 already. And why governments were forced to pull the trigger on a pandemic.